A number 2 has a special meaning in the English language, or at least in the current vernacular. However, not all number 2s are poop. And welcome back to the heart of the stories we tell, where today we're going to do another Sensational 7. Why a 7 countdown? Because I have a little more energy than those that do top 5 countdowns, and a little less than those that do top 10s. Either way, I just like the number 7. So, without further ado, today we are going to talk about the top 7 sequels that are better than the original. There are a lot of good sequels, and there's a lot of good franchises. But for today, we're going to talk about the second story that came out, and if it's better than the original story. So we're starting with number 7, and Assassin's Creed 2. As much as everyone loved Assassin's Creed, Ezio Auditore brought a character that stayed through for 3 more games. Moving on to number 6 comes an award-winning film that I can't imagine isn't on everyone's top 10 sequel list, Terminator 2. Iconic lines, awesome special effects, and a story that I think is the best Terminator story we've seen yet. Ironically, number 5 might be the second movie, but it's also Episode 5. That's right, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. By and far the fan favorite of many, many Star Wars stories. I may have to hand in my geek cred when I say this, but personally, Return of the Jedi always held a special spot in my heart over Empire. But Empire is still one of the best sequels ever made. Keeping up with my sci-fi trend, those alien facehuggers of Aliens definitely beat out Alien 1. It is again, maybe, the perfect version of its story like Terminator. Number 3, however, is far from the perfect story, but is still much better than anything that came before it. I'm talking Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, which the new Abrams' second movie doesn't even hold a flame to. We've spent enough time in sci-fi, so let's move on to another genre I like for number 2, The Dark Knight, the Batman sequel that we definitely all wanted and all deserve. The second best Joker of all time, with the second best Batman of all time. I think that The Dark Knight really stepped up the game of what we can expect from comic book movies. Normally the honorable mentions are hard, but this time they just fell right into place because they would have been my 8th and 9th choice if I had had them. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and I mean the book. The original book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, was a good first start, but I really think that she came into her own when she wrote The Chamber of Secrets. And the second Godfather movie, I think, makes everyone's list for some of the best sequels, best ways to improve upon an original. But all of that rounds out into my number 1 choice, and back to comic book movies, specifically the MCU's Winter Soldier, where Batman Dark Knight elevated comic book movies. Winter Soldier blew all expectations away. Instead of making a superhero story, they made a spy thriller that just happened to star superheroes. I think it could be one of the best comic book movies ever made. And as much as it's being overshadowed by Civil War right now, I think it's definitely, in my opinion, the best MCU movie I've seen yet. So as we explore the heart of the stories we tell, sequels hold a special place, specifically showing that sometimes writers get better and sometimes they get worse. Let's just do a quick recap of the times they got better. Assassin's Creed 2 introduced a brand new assassin, one who was one of the most beloved in the series. Terminator 2 changed the face of the Terminator franchise. Empire Strikes Back may just be the perfect Star Wars movie. Aliens, still both critically acclaimed and fan-loved, leads us into Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan, and The Dark Knight, and of course my number 1 choice, The Winter Soldier. In this day and age, sequels have become more and more common. Sequels, prequels, side stories, franchises, and as we look at them, I think we should celebrate those that got it right, and definitely look at those that got it wrong, and find out why they got them wrong. And maybe that'll bring us a little closer to the heart of the stories we tell. Thank you and good night.